Om Shanti, peaceful welcome to all. Thank you so much for joining us for our mystical Vinyasa flow with School Yoga Institute. My name is Jeanine Talento, and I will be guiding the practice. I'm joined by Grant Thompson, and he will be demonstrating the sequence with me. We will be offering lots of different modifications and variations of the postures throughout the class so that everybody at home has a version of the sequence that works for their body. So follow along, take a variation and an expression of the pose that works best for you. Vinyasa translates to mean breath with movement, and that's exactly what this practice will be. It will be a Ujjayi Pranayama-based practice, which we will go over what that means. And it is a little bit more of a strong and powerful practice, but with proper breath and body awareness, it should be suitable for all of you at home. So thank you so much for being here with us, for coming to this practice, for coming to your mat. And we will begin in a comfortable seat, just like Grant is right now. So finding your seat, and it doesn't necessarily have to be cross-legged position. You can be seated with your knees bent, perhaps sitting on a block, a bolster, or a blanket, whatever you have. Your hands can be resting on your knees, perhaps in chin mudra, like Grant is demonstrating. And sitting up nice and tall, long spine, chest lifted, shoulders relaxed. Releasing any tension from the face, the forehead, the jaw, the shoulders. Coming into your sacred internal space. Beginning to reflect on how you're feeling, how you're arriving here. And we'll set an intention for this practice. Simply reflecting on the temporary nature of everything throughout this flow. The fleeting, beautiful death that is every single moment. Whether we're going through a challenging or tough time, reminding ourselves that this is temporary, to stay strong, to stay balanced, that we will get through it with resilience. Or whether things are amazing and beautiful and blissful, reminding ourselves again that this is temporary. Finding a deep gratitude and appreciation. So in our yoga practice, implementing this intention, when a pose is difficult or challenging, reminding ourselves that this is temporary. Or when we're in our favorite pose or a pose that feels amazing in our body, again, enjoying it, allowing a moment to come and go, just as it is and just as you are. Becoming one with our present moment experience, allowing ourselves to more easily flow with the ups and downs of life. Giving a little personal reflection to that intention right now. Perhaps thinking of this off of your mat, How can you apply reflection on the temporary nature of all things and see beauty in that? Now we'll begin to focus more on our breath, coming into some breath awareness. We'll take some cleansing breaths just to come into our space, into our prana. We'll inhale through our nose and open mouth exhale, let that go. Again, inhale through your nose and open mouth exhale, let go. Beginning to notice the quality of your breath, the way that you're breathing. And then allowing it to be a little more conscious, more intentional, bringing the breath down into the belly, watching the belly rise as you inhale. And allowing the belly to draw back to the spine as you exhale. Inhale, belly rises. And exhale, belly draws back. And 2 more, inhale, belly rises. Exhale, release. Last one, inhale. And full and complete exhale. And now drawing the prana up, we'll inhale, belly rises, ribs expand. Fill the chest all the way to the collarbones and pause. And then on your exhale, release chest first. Ribs draw in. Low belly back to the spine. This is a 3-part yogic breath. Again, inhale, belly, ribs, chest, and pause. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly draws back. And 1 more time. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest, pause, intentional breathing. Exhale, chest, ribs, and belly draws back. Returning to your natural breath. Simply noticing, maybe if the mind has become even just a little more quiet from this breath awareness, focusing our attention, directing prana, our life force, through the body. Check in with your seat, just notice how your posture is after a few moments. Long spine, chest lifted, shoulders relaxed. Beginning our pranayama exercises, we'll begin with Kapalabhati. This is the breath of the shining skull, or fierce breath, breath of fire. So Kapalabhati is a natural inhale through the nose, and then multiple forceful exhales out of the nose with a contraction of the abdominal. We'll do this 50 times, and then after we'll have a 10-second retention, a kumbhaka, and then we will return to our natural breath. We'll take a full inhale and a full exhale. Just inhale 3/4 of your capacity. We'll begin forceful exhale, 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 exhale. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release all of your air. Full inhale and hold for 10. And full exhale. Beautiful. Taking a moment to notice any shifts, changes in energy or mind state. Returning to your natural breath. And our next pranayama exercise will be nadi shodhana, alternate nostril breathing. Our left hand will stay in chin mudra, index finger and thumb to touch. And our right hand will come into Vishnu mudra. So the index finger and middle finger will come to the base of the palm. And we'll begin to use the ring finger and thumb to close off our left and right nostrils. So we'll begin with an inhale for 4 and an exhale for 8 for the first 3 rounds. For the last 2 rounds, we'll add an optional retention. So some contraindications for this practice to be aware of if you have high blood pressure or if you're pregnant, perhaps avoiding this pranayama exercise and just sticking to simple breath awareness, counting of the breath if that works for you. We'll begin by closing the right nostril with the thumb and exhaling out the left nostril for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhaling through the left nostril for 4, 3, 2, 1. Close left with the ring finger, open right, and exhale 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale right, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close right, open left, exhale 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale left for 4. Close left, open right, exhale for 8. Inhale right for 4. Close right, exhale left for 8. Inhale left for 4. Close left and exhale right for 8. Inhale right for 4. Close right and exhale left for 8. Continue with the same count or adding a retention. So inhale left for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold both nostrils for 16, 15, 14, 13, 12. Open right and exhale for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale right for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold both nostrils for 16. And open left, exhale for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Going through one more round. Inhale 4. Hold for 16. Exhale right for 8. Inhale right for 4. Hold for 16. And exhale, left for 8. Releasing your hand. Taking your time to come back to your natural breath. Breathing with attention. Reflecting on the temporary nature of this feeling. Enjoying the benefits of your pranayama practice. Taking your time, as you're ready, blinking the eyes open. We make our way onto our hands and knees, and then into downward facing dog to begin our asana practice. Beautiful. Taking your time, just letting the body come into a more physically active pose. Kind of wiggle out the legs and the feet from sitting. Maybe shake your head a little bit. Notice how your body is feeling, whether it's morning if you're still waking up, or whether it's the end of the day if you've had a long day, just noticing. And checking in with our alignment, our foundation, our fingers are spread nice and wide, really pressing into all of the fingertip pads, taking some weight out of the wrists, hasta bandha in the hands, strong arms. The elbow, inside of the elbows turn a little bit towards the top of the mat. The neck is really relaxed. Nice long spine, hips are high, and then our heels are drawing down towards the floor. About inner hips width distance between the feet. Nice, strong downward facing dog. On our inhale, we'll lift our right leg up. We'll bend our knee and open our hip. We can roll around the ankle, make circles with the knee. First hip stretch, opening through the hip flexor. We want to make an effort to keep our shoulders square as we do so, and then open through the hip. Yeah, nice. Square the hips, straighten the right leg, and return back to downward facing dog. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Left leg lifts as you inhale, and bend the knee and open your hip. Beautiful, make circles with the knee again, whatever feels good. Keeping the shoulders square. Drop this left shoulder down, yeah, beautiful. Square the hips, straighten the left leg, and return back, downward facing dog. Awesome. Inhale, right leg lifts. As you exhale, draw your knee towards your nose. Shoulders shift over the wrists. Inhale, lift up and back. Three-legged down dog. Exhale, right knee to right tricep. Firing up the core. Inhale, reach right leg up and back. Exhale, right knee to your left tricep. Little twist. Beautiful, Grant. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, knee towards your nose as you step your right foot between your hands. Keep your back knee lifted and just pause for a moment here. Check in with the hips. Our right knee is directly over our right ankle. Beautiful. Inhale here. Exhale, straighten the right leg and shift the hips up and back. Hamstring stretch through the right side. And then hold with the hips lifted. Draw the nose towards the knee. Beautiful. And on your next inhale, bend into the right knee. Gently lower left knee down, perhaps patting the back knee if you need. And then as you exhale, shift the weight back. Hanumanasana, half splits. You're straighten the right leg, shift the hips back. Beautiful. Nice. So for some of you at home, if you have blocks, it's a great opportunity to incorporate blocks into the practice, especially in this warm-up as our legs are still quite tight. It'd be nice to just have the blocks to bring the floor a little closer up to us. As Grant is demonstrating, blocks are a beautiful option. Lovely. You can place the blocks off to the side and then inhale, bend back into your right knee. Lift your arms up overhead for a low lunge, keeping back knee down. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. And bring your left tricep to the outside of your right knee. Take a twist. Great. First twist, just be gentle. Notice how the spine is feeling. If it's comfortable for the cervical spine, perhaps looking up past the right shoulder, right elbow. Inhale, come back to low lunge. Lift your arms up overhead. Exhale, bring your hands down, frame the right foot. Lift your back knee and step back into a plank pose. So there'll be multiple options throughout the class where we can transition through a vinyasa, connecting our breath to our movement between sides of the legs. So that first option is to lower your knees gently, and then just your chest and your chin, keeping your hips lifted as you do so. Beautiful. You can slide through as you inhale into a baby cobra. Press into the tops of the feet, kneecaps lift, elbows in, relax the shoulders. Beautiful. And then come into exhale, downward facing dog. We'll show the other option after the left side. So inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, left knee to nose. Strong core. Inhale, reach up and back. Exhale, left knee, left tricep. Inhale, up. Exhale, left knee, right tricep. Strong arms. Inhale, reach up and back. Exhale, knee towards the nose and gently step through. Left side. Checking in with the alignment, back knee active. Notice the hips. Inhale here. And as you exhale, straighten the left leg, shifts the hips back. You can stay here. Back knee stays lifted for the first round. Yeah, nice. You can come on to the left heel and just notice if you need to shift your weight back and forth, bend the knee and back, if that's an option. And then eventually just standing, holding, folding over your straight left leg. Beautiful. Checking in with that left hamstring. If this feels great, enjoying it, breathing into it. If not, using the breath to stay strong and resilient. As we inhale, bend into the left knee, gently lower the right knee down, and now shift the hips back, finding Hanumanasana half splits. You can use the blocks again or coming to an expression in your way. Nose towards knee, toes flexing back towards the face. Beautiful. Inhale, bending back into the left leg, low lunge. And inhale, lifting your arms up overhead. Exhale, bringing your hands to your heart and twist right tricep to the outside of the left thigh. Perhaps looking up, again, if it's comfortable. Not gripping the toes of your left foot, really grounding down through the foot. Option in this pose to curl the back toes under and lift the back knee if you want to make it a little more challenging, or keep the knee lowered. We'll inhale to center, either low lunge or high lunge. And then exhale, bringing the hands down to frame the left foot, step back into plank pose. We'll take you through the second vinyasa option. So again, you can do knees, chest, chin, or you can keep the knees lifted, lower halfway down chaturanga, elbows in. Inhale, upward facing dog. Nothing is on the floor except the hands and the tops of the feet. And then exhale over the toes for downward facing dog. So you have two options for the vinyasa. And vinyasas are always optional. So at any time you can always step right back into downward facing dog and allow that to be more of a resting pose in this practice. Beautiful. So now taking your time, begin to walk the feet to meet the hands, coming to Uttanasana, forward fold at the top of your mat. Release your neck, let the head hang heavy, and then holding opposite elbows, perhaps finding a gentle rock side to side. Maybe shifting the weight a little bit around in the feet. Releasing the fingers by the toes. Inhale for a halfway lift. Hands come up the shins, shoulders draw back, low belly in. And then exhale, forward fold, release the neck. Bend your knees. Begin to roll all the way up to stand. Coming up to Tadasana mountain pose. You can lift your arms up overhead. Bring your hands to your heart. And then down by your sides. So now we'll take 3 rounds of Surya Namaskar A. And again, those options for vinyasa remain the same. So lowering knees, chest, chin at any time, or stepping right back into downward facing dog. So inhale, lift your arms up overhead. Swan dive as you exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, place your hands down and step or jump back through plank pose, lowering down your way. Inhale for the back bend of choice, low cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And now we'll begin to incorporate the Ujjayi Pranayama. So to find this breath, we can inhale through our nose and exhale out our mouth. Now inhale through your nose, keep the mouth closed, and exhale the same way, but out the nose. Slightly more of an audible breath, the restriction in the back of the throat. This is the breath that carries us through our vinyasa practice. Beautiful. Last exhale here in downward facing dog. Inhale up onto our toes. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward, and take a big step or jump to the top of your mat. Inhale for your halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse all the way up, reach up. Exhale, hands to your heart, and down by your sides. Beautiful. We'll go through that 2 more times. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead, lift up. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold, release your neck, hang heavy. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift, shoulders back. Exhale, hands down, step or jump back through your version of a vinyasa, finding that back bend, shoulders relaxed, and finding your downward facing dog. Hips high and your heels are low. We're here for 5 deep breaths. Ujjayi Pranayama, strong in and out through the nose. Strong Adho Mukha Svanasana. Beautiful. Last exhale here. Inhale up onto your toes. Exhale, bend your knees, gaze forward, and jump or step to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, let it go. Inhale, reverse up, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart and down by your sides. One more, Sun A. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, Uttanasana. Moving with the breath. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Hands down, exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adha Mukha Svanasana. 5 deep breaths, Ujjayi Pranayama. And the breath is what anchors us into each beautifully fleeting moment. Last exhale here. Inhale up onto your toes. Exhale, bend the knees, gaze forward, jump or step to the top of your mat. Ardha Uttanasana, inhale. Uttanasana, exhale. Inhale, root to rise, lift the arms, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart, Samastitihi, and hands by your side. Checking in with our mountain pose, our strong standing posture. Lift all 10 toes and really ground down through the ball mounds and the heels of both feet. Weight even through left and right foot. And gently placing the toes back down. Engaging the quadriceps, lifting the knees just ever so slightly. Low belly draws in, Uddiyana Bandha. Chest lifts, shoulders relax. Standing at attention is what Samastitihi translates to mean. Bringing your full attention into this moment, standing strong. And preparing for Surya Namaskar B. Zipping up the legs, feet together. On an inhale, sit down and back, Utkatasana chair pose. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, long spine. Exhale, hands down, jump or step back, going through your flow, or back into down dog if that's what you need. Meeting in downward facing dog. We'll take this first round with 2 extra breaths. Inhale, right leg will lift. Exhale, step right foot through. Gently lower left heel down. Inhale, warrior 1, rise up, use the core. Exhale, frame your right foot. Step back into plank pose and go through a vinyasa or right into downward facing dog. Use the breath to guide you in and out of your postures. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, gently step the left foot through. Right heel down. Inhale, warrior 1, Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale, frame the left foot. Step back, vinyasa or downward facing dog. Beautiful, Grant. 5 deep breaths in downward facing dog. So if Surya Namaskar B is at any point too fast for you, you can always add that breath to lift the leg and exhale, step the foot through. It's always an option. The next 2 rounds of Sun Salutation B will take the traditional way. So inhale up onto your toes. Exhale, bend your knees, gaze forward, and jump or step to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose, sit down and back, low belly in. And exhale to stand, Samastitihi, hands to heart. Beautiful. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down, jump or step back. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. And exhale, Adha Mukha. Inhale, right foot steps through, left heel down, rise up, warrior 1. Exhale, hands down, step back, and vinyasa. Let the breath guide you. Beautiful. Downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot forward, right heel down. Warrior one. Exhale, hands down, step back, and flow. Allowing the entirety of your breath to match the entirety of your movement. Ujjayi pranayama, strong, flowing through the body, directing the prana where you need it. Slow and controlled inhales, matched by slow and controlled exhales. Enjoying this downward facing dog is more of a resting pose. Last exhale. Inhale to the toes. Exhale, bend your knees, gaze forward, jump or step to the top. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, samastitihi. One more, sun salutation B. Inhale, utkatasana. Exhale, uttanasana. Inhale, ardha uttanasana. Exhale, hands down, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, urdhva. And exhale, adha mukha svanasana. Inhale, warrior one, right side. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana. Beautiful. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left foot forward, warrior one. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhaling, back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog, 5 deep breaths. Slowing down the breath. Anchor into this moment. Last exhale. Inhale up onto your toes. Exhale, bend your knees, gaze forward, and jump or step to the top of your mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, samastitihi. And release your hands by your sides. Just close your eyes for just a moment, checking in with the breath. Now we will revisit Utkatasana, but this time hold just for 5 breaths. So as you inhale, sit down and back. Beautiful. Checking in with our alignment. If you gaze down, you can see all 10 toes. The weight is slightly back into your heels. Beautiful. Uddiyana Bandha, tucking low belly in. Gorgeous. Relax shoulders. Slight internal rotation, pinkies in towards each other. One more full breath in. And full breath out. Inhale, and as you exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. We'll hold here a little bit longer. You can take your 2 peace sign fingers around your big toes, if you'd like, or if it's accessible, you can stand on the palms of the hands. Really grounding down through the feet and finding a full release through the spine. Noticing the strength we're building through Utkatasana, chair pose, how it can be a little intense, powerful, how you might want to come out of it. And this release as you come into Uttanasana and how maybe you want to stay here a little bit longer. Beautiful. Releasing any hand variation that you have. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Sit down and back. Check your alignment. And then bringing hands to the heart, we'll find a twist. Bring the left tricep to the outside of the right knee. Beautiful. Gorgeous. I'm just checking in with the knees. The left knee will come out a little bit, so drawing the weight back. Really squaring through the hips so that the twist can come from the thoracic spine. Beautiful. One more full breath in. And full breath out. Last exhale. Inhale, chair pose. Right over to the other side. Exhale, hands to heart. Twist right tricep. Beautiful. Drawing this right knee back, right hip back. Beautiful. And finding the twist from the center of the spine. Breathing, Ujjayi Pranayama. One more full breath in and out. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, Uttanasana, feel the release. Beautiful. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down and jump or step back through Vinyasa or right into downward facing dog at any time. Letting the breath guide you. Coming into our standing sequence 1. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, gently step the right foot through. Left heel grounds. We'll revisit Warrior 1, Virabhadrasana 1. Taking a moment to check in with our alignment. The right heel will come in line with the left heel. So our hips can really square to the top of our mat. Shoulders directly over hips. And just like chair pose, that slight internal rotation. Bending into this right leg. Beautiful. We'll inhale here. Exhale, we'll find Virabhadrasana 2. You might need a slight reconfigure of the feet. Beautiful. Maybe finding heel to arch alignment now. Great. Slight tracking of the knee towards the pinky toe, finding this hip opener. Grounding down through the pinky toe edge of the left foot. Beautiful. Shoulders relaxed. Reaching evenly out through both hands, looking over the right middle finger. Strong and stable through the legs, rooting, but energy coming up and out through the crown, rising. Beautiful. On an inhale, we'll straighten the right leg, reach the right arm forward, and then exhale, Trikonasana, triangle pose, right hand down, left arm reaches. Feeling the hip opener here, stacking the shoulders. If it's comfortable for the neck, gazing up at the left hand. Beautiful. Ujjayi breath. Strong legs. Strong core as you inhale, rise back up. And as you exhale, bend your right leg and find extended side angle. First expression is the right forearm to the right thigh. Left arm extended right out of the shoulder joint. If you want a little bit more, you can turn the palm to face down and reach the arm along the ear. Beautiful. If you want even a little bit more, hand can come to a block on the inside of the foot or all the way down to the floor if that's accessible. The big hip opener. Beautiful. Last exhale. Use your core, strong legs to lift all the way up. And inhale, reverse warrior, reach the right palm up and back. Beautiful, keeping the bend in that right leg. Exhale, hands frame the right foot, step back and go through your vinyasa. Beautiful. You can take a child's pose at any point to break. Inhale, left leg lifts. And exhale, step the left foot through. Right heel grounds, Virabhadrasana 1. Checking in with your alignment. Beautiful. Hips pointed towards the top of your mat. Ground down through the right pinky toe edge of the foot. Shoulders over hips. Shoulders relaxed. Pinkies turning in. Bend into the left leg. Inhale here. Exhale, open, Virabhadrasana 2. Finding a footing that works for you, for your knees and your hips. Knee tracking towards pinky toe, right hip opening. Reaching evenly out through all 10 fingers. Shoulders relax. Inhale, straighten the left leg. Reach the left arm forward. Left hand down, right arm up. Trikonasana, triangle pose. Beautiful. If you can see how Grant's arms are stacked, we have the shoulders one over the other. It's beautiful. Still nice and long through the spine as opposed to curving through the spine. Yes, perfect. Engage your core. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, bend the left knee, extended side angle, left forearm to the left thigh is the first variation, to a block, or maybe hand down all the way inside the foot. The next variation would be a bind if that's in your practice, bringing the right hand to the low back or the left hip crease. Perhaps left hand comes under the thigh. Beautiful. As the body's warming up, this becomes a little more accessible. Gently release the bind if you have it. Extended side angle. Rising all the way up. Inhale, reverse warrior. Reach up and back. Exhale, hands frame the left foot. Step back. Vinyasa or down dog. Use your breath. Slow and controlled. Beautiful. Enjoying this time to reconnect to the breath, to your intention. Building strength and resilience through this practice. We'll come into our standing sequence 2. Inhale, right leg lifts. And exhale, gently step the right foot between your hands. Inhale, rise up, high crescent lunge. Beautiful. Deep bend into that right leg. Back leg is active. Exhale, hands to your heart. Finding another twist. Left tricep to the right thigh. And just like we did in the warm-ups, the knee can lower if that's more comfortable for your body. Every inhale, we lengthen. Every exhale, deepening the twist. Beautiful. Last exhale. Inhale, high crescent lunge, lift the arms. Exhale, frame your right foot. Take a small step in with the left foot, ground down through the left heel and straighten the right leg. Beautiful. Inhale for a halfway lift, find length. Bring the hands to the hips and then engage your core to lift you all the way up to stand. Beautiful. So for pyramid pose, if it's more accessible, you can always reach the hands down to the blocks as you fold, or you can bring the hands behind your back and hold opposite elbows. That's an option as well. So you can grab your elbows here, drawing the shoulders back. Amazing. Or if it's accessible, you can find reverse prayer. So bringing the palms to touch behind the back, right between the shoulder blades, really grounding the base of the palm together. Beautiful. So core stays engaged to protect the spine. We inhale, we lengthen. We keep our right hip back, left hip forward as we hinge forward with a nice long spine. Pyramid pose. Perfect. You can hold here, again, keeping those hips square. Strong, straight legs, grounding evenly through both feet. Cervical spine is an extension of the spine, nice long neck. And then you can begin to curl the spine, draw the nose towards the knee, release the hands, find a nice forward fold. Beautiful. Coming into Virabhadrasana 3, you'll begin to bend into the right knee, walk the hands forward, lift the left leg. First variation, hands to blocks, finding our alignment. Left hip stays lower, one straight line out from the hip, nice flexed left foot. Long spine parallel to the floor, really strong through the core and strong through the back body. If you want to incorporate a balance element, you can maybe bring one hand up off the block or perhaps both hands come to the heart. You can maybe reach the arms back behind you or maybe arms out in front of you. Maybe a friend will come and grab your hands and help you really find the alignment, core engaged. Beautiful. So gently releasing the hands back down. Stepping the left foot all the way back, framing the right foot. Stepping back through plank pose and going through a vinyasa. Strong breath. And now left side, inhale, left leg lifts. And And exhale, quietly step through. Rise up, high lunge. Exhale, hands to heart. And twist right tricep to the outside of your left thigh for a lunge twist. Keep the back leg active. Every inhale, we're lengthening, and every exhale, we're twisting. Keep your legs strong as you inhale, high lunge. And exhale, frame your left foot. Small step in with the right foot, straighten the legs, fold. Inhaling, halfway lift, bringing the hands to the hips and rising all the way up. Same options, again, for Parsvottanasana. You can just bring the hands, stay at the hips if you want. You can bring the palms to touch behind the back or holding opposite elbows. As we inhale, we find length, lift. Exhale, hinge forward, left hip back, right hip forward. Nice long spine. Eventually curling, drawing the nose towards the knee, keeping the arms where they are, or perhaps releasing fingers by toes. Another option before warrior three is we can do revolved triangle here if you want another twist. So you'll find length as you inhale, and then the right hand will stay down or can come to a block, and your left arm can come to your low back or lift up high. Beautiful. This is a very tough pose to do correctly. We're grounding down through both feet, almost trying to find the same stacking of the shoulders that we do in triangle pose. This is now revolved triangle. So same goals. We have a nice long spine. Beautiful. Inhale. Exhale, lower the left hand down. Begin to bend into the left leg and find warrior three. Same options. You can use the blocks. Incorporate balance by bringing one hand to the heart or perhaps both hands. Nice, Grant. Right hips lowered, right foot flexed. Take your time, hands frame the left foot, step back and go through your flow. Beautiful. And 5 deep breaths, Adho Mukha Svanasana, checking in with the tension in the body, releasing any unnecessary tension. Beautiful. Last exhale. Inhale up onto the toe. Exhale, bend your knees, gaze forward, and jump or step to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse all the way up, reach up. Exhale, Samastitihi, hands to heart and by your sides. Now preparing for our balance sequence. We'll ground down through the left foot, Pada Bandha in the left foot, so grounding through the ball mound in the heel. We'll take our time to draw right knee into chest. Interlace hands around shin and just pause for a moment here. For balancing, we find a drishti, one point of focus to keep our gaze pointed at. Maybe a point on the wall or on the floor in your space. And if this is enough for you, if you feel a little wobbly, you can stay right here. It's a beautiful balancing posture. If you want to take it to the next expression, you can take your peace sign fingers of the right hand around the right big toe, and then straighten the right leg as much as you can, having the leg come right out of the hip. Making an effort to keep a nice long spine, chest lifted, shoulders relaxed. Nice, Grant. Nice strong standing left leg. Perhaps on an exhale, opening the right leg out to the right, finding a little hip opener here. Inhale back to center and slowly bringing the sole of the right foot to the left ankle, left calf, or left upper inner thigh for tree pose. All different expressions. You can also keep the toes of the right foot just perched on the floor with the sole of the foot supporting the ankle. Hands can be at heart. Perhaps inhale, lifting arms up overhead. Strong tree pose. And again, drishti is strong for the balance sequence. Strong standing left leg. Hands come back to the heart. Preparing for Nataranjasana, dancer pose. The right hand will come to the big toe side of the right foot. Beautiful, bending, finding more of a back bend. We'll inhale, lift our left arm high. Exhale, begin to hinge forward, pressing the right foot into the right hand, and the right hand back into the right foot. Beautiful. Inhale here. Gently releasing right foot, hands come to frame the left foot for standing splits. Lift the right leg high. Beautiful hamstring stretch. Release the neck. Beautiful. Keeping the hips square so you can really feel the stretch through the back of the left leg. Perhaps one hand comes to the left ankle. If you want to, again, incorporate more balance, you can bring both hands to the left ankle. Beautiful, Grant. Hands ground, step right foot back, step back into plank pose, and then go through your flow, or as always, right back into downward facing dog. Beautiful breath. Last exhale, inhale up onto your toes. Exhale, bend the knees, gaze forward, and jump or step to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse up to stand, reach up, look up. Exhale, samastitihi. And now left side, grounding down through the right leg, right foot, strong and stable. Left knee draws into the chest. Pausing, finding your drishti. Again, the invitation to stay here, hold right here. Focusing on our posture. Or bringing the left peace fingers around the big toe, straightening the leg as much as you can. It's accessible, where the breath can still flow with ease. Long spine, release any unnecessary tension. And perhaps on an exhale, opening the left leg to the left. Often with balancing postures, we'll notice one side, we're a little more stable than the other, perhaps just noticing that in your own body. And then finding Vrikshasana, tree pose, bringing the sole of the left foot to right inner thigh, right calf, right ankle, or perched on the floor. Hands to heart. Or perhaps on an inhale, reaching up, growing your branches, growing tall and strong through this practice. Using our breath, again, to cultivate that resilience. Hands can come back to heart, preparing for dancer. Left hand to the big toe side of the left foot. And at any time, you can come down for a moment, find Tadasana, realign, and then find this pose. Inhale, lifting right arm high, and exhale, finding the back bend. Gaze is strong. Nice stretch through the left psoas muscle, the left hip flexor. Beautiful. If balancing isn't necessarily something that you're still great at, you can always come to the wall for a little extra help. Last inhale, reach. As you exhale, gently release left foot, frame the right foot with the hands and find standing splits pose. Beautiful. Any expression that you want to take here. Hands can even come to blocks if the floor is far away. It's better to have the hands on blocks with a straight standing leg than reach for the floor and bend the leg. So beautiful, yes. Release the hands back to the floor, step the left foot back, the right foot back, flow, or downward facing dog. Keeping an integrity to our vinyasa and our chaturanga. Really protecting the body even through an intense practice with body awareness, as we mentioned in the beginning of class. Regularly checking in with how the body is feeling and ensuring that the practice that we're choosing is benefiting our body. Using the breath as one example of how to tell the state that we're in. Is the breath flowing with ease? And if not, what do we need to adjust to come into that state? Preparing for pigeon pose, a beautiful hip opener. We'll inhale, right leg lifts. And exhale, draw the right knee towards the right wrist. Parallel the shin, drawing the right foot towards the left wrist. Take your time, maybe flex the right foot to protect the right knee. Beautiful. And just notice where your hips are at. The tendency is to shift the weight off towards the bent leg. If that's the case, you can bring a block or a blanket under that right thigh to bring a little more lift, level the hips and draw that left hip point down just a little bit more. That's a beautiful way to tell. Take a look back at your back foot and just ensure that it's nice and straight to protect this back knee. And then if you want, you can begin to lower slightly down onto the forearms, maybe onto a block or making a slight pillow out of your hands. We'll be moving into a few arm balances after pigeon pose. So we're really enjoying this time to open our hips, breathing into it, enjoying this almost time to reconnect. Pigeon is a favorite pose for many. And if it's not for you, just breathing through it, breathing into that right hip, using exhale to release resistance. Beginning to press into the hands, nice and slow and mindful of the right knee, curling left toes under, and then reaching the right leg up and back for three-legged down dog. Beautiful. And then returning back to downward facing dog. We'll find pigeon on the left side. Inhale, left leg lifts. And exhale, left knee to left wrist, left ankle to right wrist. Beautiful. Really taking our time to come into this pose. Left foot is flexed. Just noticing the difference between sides. If your weight is more off onto this side, you can just bring something under here to lift it and then square the hips like that. Beautiful. Checking in with your back foot, nice and straight. Looks great, Grant. And then as you exhale, taking your time to lower down. Beautiful. Just ensuring, even as we come down, that weight is still coming into this right hip, finding this external rotation in this left leg. Beautiful. Taking this pose as a time to continue to build strength. Sometimes slowing it down just a little bit to empower that strength to keep us going, reconnecting to that breath that keeps us going. The temporary nature of this pose is noticing the mind state of wanting to stay, that attachment to what feels good, to what is good. As you curl, right toes under, walk the hands in, and move into a three-legged down dog, left leg lifts. Beautiful. And return, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. And for our arm balancing series, we'll inhale up onto our toes, bend the knees, and just jump halfway up your mat. The feet are wide, and then lowering down into Malasana Yogi Squat. So the feet are about as wide as your mat, paralleling the feet. And if this is not accessible, if it hurts your knees or your hips, you can always bring a block right under the sit bones, and that's much more accessible. We still want to have that nice long spine that we're always looking for. Beautiful, and the shoulders relaxed. Pressing the arms into the knees to find a big hip opener here. Now we will transition into Bakasana Crow Pose. So the hands can come to the floor. And begin to straighten the legs, lift the hips. The elbows come in just like Chaturanga, and the knees will come into the triceps as close to the armpits as possible. Looking forward, perhaps leaving the toes down today. Maybe just building the strength in the wrists, really feeling this alignment in the arms, that 90-degree angle of the elbows over the wrists. That's beautiful. Maybe one foot will lift, or maybe the second foot will lift as well. Coming forward, beautiful. Looking out in front of the fingertips and never holding the breath. Continue to breathe, beautiful. You can come out at any time, maybe even if you just hold for 1 second. When you are ready to come out, we'll meet back in Malasana Yogi Squat. Beautiful. Hands to heart. Come back to your center. Come back to your breath. Beautiful. Hands come to the ground. Begin to straighten the legs. Find a wide-legged forward fold. Release the neck. Part of the reason we open the hips, preparing for this firefly pose, our final arm balance, we can begin to open the legs and arms just a little bit more. So you can bend the right knee and place the right hand behind the right heel. Beautiful. Now bend the left knee and release left hand behind left heel. Great. And maybe you'll just stay here again, bringing more weight into the wrists, really building the forearm strength that we need for these poses. Hasta Bandha in the hands, so really pressing evenly into all 10 fingertip pads and the circle around the palm, taking weight out of the wrists. If you want to go a little bit further, you can release the sit bones down towards the floor. Keep the length in the spine. Maybe lift one foot. Maybe lift the other foot, toes to touch. First step, maybe straighten one leg, or maybe straighten both legs. Titibhasana, firefly. Beautiful, Grant. As long as you can hold it, and then gently lowering down to the sit bones, coming into a seat, a comfortable seat. Staff pose, extend the legs straight. You made it down to the floor. Amazing job, amazing work. Staff pose, feet are flexed, toes in towards the body, nice long spine, shoulders relaxed. Paschimottanasana, inhale, reaching arms up overhead. Hinging at the hips, exhale, reach forward for the shins, the ankles, or perhaps the feet. Beautiful. And if the feet are not accessible, you can always use a strap or a scarf or whatever you have at home that's long that you can bring around the feet right under the ball mounds. and add for a little more leverage. So what we're looking for is more length through the spine. So as we inhale, we lengthen, shoulders draw back. And then as we exhale, we hinge and forward fold. Beautiful. Oh, again, inhale, lengthen, reach. Exhale, forward fold. Beautiful. With the strap, you'll feel more length through the spine, creating more space through the vertebrae. Beautiful. You can release the strap. Inhale, lift and lengthen, and come all the way up, arms up overhead. Exhale, hands behind your back, fingertips point towards the sit bones. Then as you inhale, lift the hips, press the toes down. If this is at all uncomfortable, you can bend the knees, bring the feet under the knees, and find reverse tabletop, and then lift through the hips here. Beautiful. Being very careful of our cervical spine as we lower chin to chest first, and then lower the hips down to the floor. Beautiful. Preparing for Janushirasana, our left leg will stay straight, and the sole of the right foot will come to the left inner thigh. Beautiful. Left foot is flexed, and they're finding a slight twist over this left leg. Yeah. Inhale, lift your arms up. And then exhale, hinge forward. And again, you can use the strap just like we did on Paschimottanasana. And usually this right shoulder will kind of open. Again, we're trying to square the shoulders, feeling a little bit more of a stretch, and feeling a stretch through the right side of your low back, right in the SI. Inhale, lift and lengthen, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to your sides. And now bringing the sole of the right foot to the floor, preparing for Marichyasana. Lots of different versions for this pose. So we'll inhale, lift our right arm high. And as you exhale, bring the right shoulder to the inside of the right thigh. Wrapping right arm around right leg, and left hand comes behind your back. Beautiful. So again, if your hands do not touch, the strap is a beautiful expression to connect the hands, if that's available. And this is a forward fold, so same thing, inhaling and lengthening, and exhaling, nose towards the knee, keeping left foot flexed. Nice and open through the shoulders, beautiful. Inhale, release the hands, lift all the way up. Arms up overhead, and exhale, twist. Bring your left arm to the inside of the right thigh, right hand behind your back. Right arm almost acts like a second spine, bringing it close to the spine. Beautiful. Inhaling, lengthening. Exhaling, twisting. Beautiful. Inhale, lift the arms up overhead. Exhale, bring the left hand behind your back, fingertips point away. Press into the right foot as you lift your hips high for wild thing. Shooting star pose, nice little counter pose. And then exhale, slowly lower down. Cross the ankles. Come forward, plank pose, and go through a vinyasa. Again, completely optional. You can stay seated and just switch to the next side. Inhale, yeah, jumping forward. Nice, beautiful, Grant. He makes it look so easy. Amazing. You can always step forward and just lower the sit bones down as well. Now, sole of the left foot will come to the right inner thigh, Janushirasana, right foot flexed. Find that slight twist over the right leg. Inhale, arms up high. Exhale, hinge and reach. Beautiful. Just noticing if the left shoulder is lifting and just squaring the shoulders. Inhale, lift and lengthen, come all the way up. Sole of the left foot to the floor. Beautiful. Marichyasana, inhale, left arm reaches. Exhale, left shoulder to the inside of the left thigh, reaching around, using your strap, whatever makes this variation work for your shoulders and your left hip. Keeping left sit bone grounded, right foot flexed. Beautiful. Find the forward fold, nose towards the knee. Beautiful. Mindfully releasing the arms. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, twist. Any expression. If this is too much, you can also just wrap the right arm around the left shin. That'll be a little bit less of a twist. Inhale to center, lift the arms. Exhale, right hand behind your back, fingers, tips point away. And lift the hips, press into the left foot. Shooting star. And exhale, lower. You can take a vinyasa, or we'll just stay here for navasana, boat pose. Beautiful. Taking your time, using your breath to jump or step through, coming back into a seated posture. Grounding down through the sit bones as we bend the knees. Finding that point, that center of balance, long spine. And begin to lean back slightly as you lift the feet. Parallel the shins and find Navasana, boat pose. Arms can stay behind the thighs. Flex the feet, long spine. Or you can reach the arms by the sides of the legs, reaching fingers towards the toes, perhaps straightening the legs, really building strength through the core and the hip flexors. Beautiful. One more inhale. Exhale, slowly lower. Inhale, back to boat pose, just for a breath. And then release the feet to the floor. We're coming into Baddha Konasana. Soles of the feet touch, grounding through the sit bones. Option to sit on a blanket like we did in the beginning of class, if that's the way that we get our hips higher than our knees. Always an opportunity for that. Hands can come to the feet, long spine, and then just leaning forward ever so slightly to open through the hips. Perhaps gently letting the elbows land on the knees. Baddha Konasana, bound angle. If you want to take this into more of a forward fold, you can begin to really round through the spine, chin to chest. Come into full bound angle. Draw the knees towards each other. Bring the hands to the shins. Just take a few cat-cow stretches. Lengthen, flex the spine. As you curl in, chin to chest. Inhale, extension, lift the chest, reach forward. Just bringing some equilibrium back into the spine. You can do this about 2 more times. Exhale, curl in. Inhale, scoop the belly, look up. And just 1 more time. Beautiful. Coming up to center, cross your ankle. Make your way into Balasana, child's pose. Just as a prep pose, we'll be coming into our closing sequence. Each pose of the closing sequence correlates with a chakra, the 7 chakra system. So for each of our poses during the closing sequence, we'll chant the bija sound associated with the pose. Well, the first pose in this sequence is headstand as a posture associated with the crown chakra. And the bija sound is Om. So as you inhale, you'll shift forward onto your hands and knees. And then come down to the forearms. You can measure the distance between the biceps as a nice way to gauge how far apart the elbows should be. Interlacing the hands all but the thumbs, and then lowering the crown to the floor, placing the back of the head into the hands. Right. Curling the toes under and lifting the hips, walking the toes in. And perhaps this is where you'll stay in your practice today, just feeling a little more weight into the head, but also pressing into the forearms, taking some weight out of the head and bringing the shoulders away from the ears. So minimal weight in the head so we can avoid compression of the cervical spine or any neck injuries. So really pressing into the forearms. And then perhaps maybe just lifting one leg and bringing that foot down, lifting the other leg to feel that length through the legs, shifting more weight, more hip weight over the shoulders. And then the option is there to gently kick one leg up. You can lift both legs at the same time. You can tuck the knees into the chest and lift. Beautiful. Never holding the breath. Breath is flowing. Strong core, rib cage tucks in. Coming down at any point throughout your practice, you can come back into child's pose and always try again if holding it for a longer period of time is not accessible. So for the crown chakra, we'll chant the bija sound Om. Inhale. Om. The Sahasrara chakra. Imagining perhaps the color magenta, perhaps repeating the affirmation, I am complete and one with divine energy. I am complete and one with divine energy. Taking your time, lowering either one leg at a time, perhaps tucking knees to chest or lowering, and then coming into Balasana, child's pose as our counter pose. Balasana connects us to our third eye chakra, the Agnya chakra. The hips are back at the heels. Hands can be back by the feet like Grant is demonstrating. The third eye connects to the floor. You can always bring a blanket or a block. Releasing entirely through the low back. The bija sound is Kasham. We'll chant Kasham together. Inhale. Kasham. Blue is the color associated with the Agnya chakra. A positive affirmation you can repeat to yourself is I am tuned into truth and I trust my intuition. I am tuned into truth and I trust my intuition. Kasham. On your inhale, come forward into tabletop. Walk your knees forward. Walk your knees towards your wrists, cross your ankles, and then come to sit back. You can come into plow pose as a preparatory pose for shoulder stand, drawing the toes up over the head, shifting the hips over the shoulders. Bringing the hands towards the shoulders, down your back, elbows in towards the body, and then lifting the feet up over the head. Knees come over the hips and ankles come over the hips. Shoulder stand as you're ready. Salambar Savarngasana. Connecting us with the Vishuddha chakra, the throat chakra. Beautiful. Keeping the core strong, protecting the cervical spine by keeping the gaze up at the toes. Do not turn the neck at all in Sarvangasana. Breath flowing. And the bija sound for the Vishuddha chakra is hum. Inhale. Hum. Imagining perhaps the color of teal connected with the Vishuddha chakra. A positive affirmation for the throat chakra is I express myself truthfully and clearly. I express myself truthfully and clearly. Hum. Slowly lowering the toes back over the head, halasana, plow pose. Drawing the arms down the mat, keeping the knees lifting away from the head. Beautiful. You can bring the toes to the floor and press out through the heels. Beautiful. Protecting cervical spine. Creating space in the shoulders as you lift through the back. Beautiful. Releasing the interlace of the hands, bringing the hands down to the mat. And slowly beginning to roll upper, middle, and low back down to the floor. Nice and slow, vertebrae by vertebrae. Bending the knees. Take your time, soles of the feet come to the floor. Back bending sequence for the heart openers, the Anahata chakra, the heart chakra. You can have the fingertips gently brush the heels and then inhale, lift the hips, bridge pose, Urdhva Dhanurasana. Hands can stay on the floor or perhaps interlace behind the back. Hands can also grab the ankles or come to the spine for a little extra lift. Being mindful of the neck, creating space through the spine, opening the heart. In the Anahata chakra, the bija sound is yam. So inhale, yam. Release whatever hand variation you have. Bring the arms up over your head. Bring the palms to touch and then slowly lower down. Beautiful. The second back bend, we can do bridge again. If you did so, if that's what works for you, more of a gentle back bend. If you'd like, you can also take wheel pose. Bringing the hands by the shoulders, fingertips point towards the feet, and then press into the feet, lift the hips high, bridge pose, come to the crown of the head, and then lift all the way up. Keep the knees in towards each other. Imagine there was a block between the thighs. Again, heart chakra, Anahata chakra, imagining the color green. And the positive affirmation, I give and receive love unconditionally. Tucking chin to chest, slowly lower down. Beautiful. Straighten the legs. Hands come under the sit bones. Press into the forearms for fish pose. Lift the chest and draw the crown of the head towards the floor. Matsyendrasana. Beautiful. Another Anahata chakra. Yam. I give and receive love unconditionally. Chin tucks to chest and release. To release through those back bends, hug the knees into the chest. Feel a release through the spine. Give yourself a hug, give yourself some love. And finding happy baby pose. Drawing the knees down towards the underarms, flex the feet, pull the knees in. Keeping the head, shoulders, the sacrum down on the mat, a hip opener. Getting into the Manipura chakra, solar plexus, so chant Ram. Inhale. Ram. Imagining the color yellow to connect with the solar plexus. Positive affirmation, I am empowered, confident, and successful. Releasing the feet, hugging the knees into the chest. Reclined twist, opening the arms out to a T and letting the knees gently fall down to the right. Grounding through left shoulder, perhaps looking towards left hand or bringing right hand to the top of the left knee. This is the Svadhisthana chakra, the sacral chakra. Beautiful. The bija sound is Vam. So inhale. Vam. Perhaps imagining the color orange for the sacral chakra. Svadhisthana. The positive affirmation, I enjoy a radiant and passionate life. Inhaling back to center. And slowly exhale, knees down to the left. Grounding through right shoulder. Left hand can come to right knee. Still on the sacral chakra, you can chant Vam in your head. Imagine orange. Connect to your radiant and passionate life. Beautiful. Inhaling to center. Soles of the feet to touch. Exhale, Supta Baddha Konasana, reclined butterfly. Arms can stay out to a T, or you can bring one hand to the heart, one hand to the belly. The final pose of the class. The Muladhara chakra, the root chakra. The bija sound is Lam. Inhale. Lam. Perhaps imagining the color red. I am peaceful, protected, secure. Noticing the body, the benefits of this practice, the benefits of staying strong through some temporary challenge, the benefits of enjoying this time of rest and reflection. Taking your time, draw the knees towards each other and extend the legs long, arms by your sides, palms towards the sky. Preparing for our final relaxation, Savasana, corpse pose, the death of our practice, the ultimate metaphor of the constant process of dying, of each moment, of each yoga asana practice, of each beautiful breath. We begin to scan the body, letting go of unnecessary tension. Starting with the right leg, progressive muscular relaxation. Bringing your attention to your right foot, letting all tension go from the right foot. Right ankle is relaxed, allowing that energy to come up to the right shin and right calf. Relaxing the right knee, the right thigh, the right hip. Bringing our awareness to the left foot. All of the toes are relaxed. The left ankle, left shin, left calf, left knee, left thigh, left hip. Bringing awareness to the abdomen, the belly is relaxed, the low back relaxed. Bringing awareness up to the chest, right shoulder, right arm, right hand, and all of the fingers of the right hand. Across your upper back, left shoulder, left arm is relaxed, left hand and all of the fingers on the left hand. Everything from the shoulders down, relaxed, melting into your mat. Relaxing the neck, really letting the head be heavy in this posture. Relaxing your face, the jaw, the eyebrows, the forehead, the entire face and head are relaxed. The entire body is relaxed. This temporary time to let the body reap the benefits of this practice. Shavasana. Beginning to deepen your breath. Staying in Savasana at home as long as your body needs. Ideally, a 10-minute Savasana minimum is recommended. And to slowly transition out of this relaxation by wiggling the fingers and the toes. Maybe shaking the head very slowly side to side. Perhaps opening and closing the mouth. Bringing awareness and energy back into your being. Taking as much time as you need to hug the knees into the chest. And gently roll over onto one side. Just pausing for a moment here in this very humble pose. Humbling ourselves to this practice, to this work. Always coming onto our mats with humility. Then as you're ready, keeping your eyes closed, pressing yourself up into a comfortable seated position. Bringing your hands to touch at heart center, Anjali Mudra, lowering chin towards chest. Finding deep reverence and gratitude for this practice, for this opportunity to tune in to our present moment experience, to acknowledge and recognize the temporary nature of everything, the beauty of each fleeting moment, whether we label it as good or bad, challenging or amazing. It is temporary. Stay strong and resilient, or appreciate and grateful. From our hearts to yours, in honor of ourselves and of each other, we end practice by saying namaste. 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 Thank you all so much for practicing with us. Thank you to Grant for demonstrating an amazing practice. And thank you for supporting School Yoga Institute. Thanks.